Yeah.
you have been called the Lensman of India.
The more you are actually using your creativity, the more creative you become.
How did you get into fashion photography?
In my life, fashion came first,
Yeah.
wildlife came later.
अच्छा,
Yeah.
लोग बोलते हैं कि हर आर्टिस्ट पागल होता है.
A true creative person is always up and right.
We will also talk about your shoots with Sunny Leone
Yeah.
and Deepika Padukone. But do you ever get that high? Okay, I am Akash Das now.
Life is full of learning, and you can never say, "Oh, I know it all."
When models flirt with you,
Yeah.
so how do you deal with that attraction?
For me, when the model is there in front of me, I treat him or her as God.
We were one of the only people
Yeah.
who did a shoot with Sunny
Yeah,
Leone
yeah.
in India.
I respect everyone.
Yes, I know.
Small, big doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. So good evening, guys. Here we are again for another episode of the Heartful Show. And today we have one of the most humble humans I've ever come across. Someone I've known for donkey years and someone I'm grateful for having in my life. And he's a big wildlife photographer. He's a big name in the industry. He needs no introduction. But just to introduce you, we have here Akash Das. You guys know him by his name, by his work. He's been in the industry for donkey years. He's a big wildlife photographer, has also been very excisive in the commercial and the retail industry as well. So here we have Akash Das. Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you so much for
having me
coming.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a podcast which we're doing so that we, showcase your life, how your journey has been.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some nice, fun elements in the conversation. A lot of gupshup. We're going to be talking about your history. What have you done so far? We want people to know who is Akash Das as a human. So Akash Da, starting with you, thank you for coming. So please tell us, Akash Da, how did you get into photography? Like, let's start with that.
See, it's a very long story. I'll not go elaborate on that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, photography. I have got a design background.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did Bachelor of Fine Arts from Delhi University.
Yeah.
So then 4 years I was in Himalayas and all that. But cut it short, then when I started my career, I joined as a visualizer. So art director, So from the day one, I was very lucky that from the day one I got very good assignments where I didn't know how to handle, but somehow I asked other people, seniors and all that, I got to do it, So I also worked 72 hours non-stop in one place,
Wow.
So I actually built up my career very fast from there. So what used to happen, that time I am doing the concept, for example, it's Nestle. Okay, now I need some shoot of the model.
Yeah.
Now I would hire a photographer.
Yeah.
Then I would find that particular photographer, there are many like that. They were very, very well known and very expensive, but they had a background of product and industrial and all that. So nobody used to do fashion photography. So what used to happen is I'll find that if he's a fashion model, and I find they actually make that fashion model still,
Yes.
but I don't want an industrial production. I
Yes.
want that emotion.
Yes.
Little blur doesn't matter to me,
Yes.
The expression has to come through.
The emotion, yes, of course.
So therefore I started very early, like in I would say 83, 84.
Yeah.
So I had some fashion campaigns lined up and I shot them, and they got instantly
Popularity, yes.
with a borrowed camera, Nikon camera and film camera, I didn't have a camera that time.
Yeah.
So I shot with them. And
How old were you that time? 83, 84, so I think you must be pretty young.
See, at that time, you can calculate actually. I can tell you, I'm 54 born.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So how old I was,
Yeah.
so you can just calculate. I'm very bad at calculation.
Yeah, maybe in your late 20s you would be. As far as I can. You would be in your
No,
late
I'll be at 23, 24.
24, early 20s,
Yeah,
yeah. मतलब 54 born.
yeah, yeah.
So you started very young, but how did photography come into the picture? Like you were born in Sarojini Nagar.
Yeah.
You also had dyslexia while growing
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, and you know, such things were such a big superstition back then.
Yeah.
I mean, over here now we are progressive. Westernization has come, and now people are progressive. But this time, how did you handle this, tackle this problem?
See, as I said, I was lucky because in the school, I went to a Bengali school,
Yeah.
Sarojini Nagar Bengali Higher Secondary School. Okay, so there was it's a Bengali medium, Bengali Sanskrit they taught you, and also English.
Okay.
But what used to happen because of the dyslexia, dyslexic people actually they find it difficult to write the
Right.
proper,
Sentences,
spelling.
yeah.
So in all my exams, there will be only red marks everywhere.
Wow.
But I was damn good at conceptualization. So
interpretation
what used to
and-
happen? The girl, 2-3 girls were there. They were brilliant, and they used to take all the marks because they can ratify everything, which I couldn't. But so I couldn't ratify, so I would write my own what you call story about that. And nobody in the school used to do that. So I used to get a lot of mark and appreciation from the teacher.
Teachers.
And my English teacher, she had come from Oxford because her husband was transferred here. So that was lucky for me because she could see all this. Because at that time in India, they wouldn't understand what is dyslexia. I didn't know this word. My parents didn't know, but that is what happened. I had problems in ratifying anything, poetries and things like that. But I would create my own. So that gave me a lot of strength.
But I wonder how did it even get diagnosed? क्योंकि आज diagnose करना होता है, so there are processes. That time, and if you're talking about early 70s, you're talking about.
Yeah.
How did it even
So
get diagnosed?
I didn't know, my parents didn't know it's dyslexia or not. There's some shortcoming they knew. Okay. And when my daughter, that time, she was in Sanskrit school, one of the best schools.
Yes, sir.
And there,
Same as mine, yeah.
So there they said, my wife did a lot of research and we found out she has dyslexia. So then I found out that exactly what problem she has. I also had similar problems,
Wow.
Then I realized, even now I have a spelling problem and all that things. Even now,
happens though,
I can't read very fast. If you give me a book, what you might take about 2 hours, I might take 3 days, 4 days, 5 days.
Wow.
A slow reader.
But yeah, I mean, so I was also in Sanskrit.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, my school, the best part about my school is that they have a sectional learning center. What you might be knowing of.
And my daughter was the first one in that learning center.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
This I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So yeah, so I mean, now though in schools they have a whole system where they take care of this and they don't treat this as a disability also. now.
Exactly.
And I don't think it is a disability. But back then, though, of course, it must have been a big problem.
Yeah.
So I mean, photography came along the way, or I mean, how did it start? How did it all start? Okay, one day you just woke up and you're like, I want to do photo shoots, I want to do photography. How did it start?
You know that my life is slow transition. Say I was a designer, so whatever I used to design, I used to actually photograph them. Okay, slowly, whether it is cars or it is a building or it's a hotel, I used to do my own photography because the way I want to portray, So as I would say that even if I'm shooting a car, I treat it like a human being. I don't treat it like a metal, So whatever that emotions can be added to any subject. That's what I believe in. So photography and designing kept on going simultaneously. So I would say about 20 years ago when I said that, I'm actually a fossil, So 20 years ago when I said enough is enough, let me do only photography. But then I had clients who would come back to me,
For design.
So recently I was in Bombay, I was doing for a Italian company, I was doing fashion shoot for 3 days. They came back to me and in the aircraft, one of the client was sitting with me and I said, have you thought about the designing of the whole book? It's a huge book has to be there and the books have to go to Italy. So they said, no, I'll go back and I'll tell my computer guy to do something. I said, it doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work that way. Yeah.
I carry my paper and pen. I'm also carrying today.
Yes.
So I drew some scribbles and all that. I said, this is your cover should be, this is how you should portray and all that. He said, fantastic. Can I take those papers? So he took those papers and he developed.
Wow.
Then he said, you develop all the pages. So I didn't want to do designing, but it came on my lap. Similarly, a lot of these jobs come back to me as a designer.
But that's the best part about artists like you. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So, but that is why I have gone into now wildlife, where nobody can dictate. Nobody. See, in advertising, what happens is you are working for a product. Okay? So, a lot of things are actually you are being manipulated by that. So, here it is in your own hand, It is very difficult because where I'm working with the models, lighting is under my control, the model is under my control, the studio is under my control, everything what I say she'll do or he'll do. But over here, I can't tell a tiger now, smile at me, or, just start running now, or I can tell the sun to, just shift
or the face or the angle.
Totally different, totally different. What do you call it? It's
you're out of control basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you leave it on nature.
Absolutely. One is everything is in your control. One is nothing is in your control. So that is what I like this challenge.
But Dada, as an artist as well, because I'm also an artist, I face this. Like you said, manipulation. This happens. I mean, because my father also belongs to the advertising industry, so I have seen that a lot of manipulation happens.
Yeah.
So I mean, have you ऐसा बहुत होता होगा आपके साथ कि someone showed you कि this is what I need
Yeah.
But you have a different vision altogether.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you end up doing in that?
So as known in the industry that go to him if you give him free hand. So when you come to me, you tell me your problem. I'm your doctor, okay. But don't tell the doctor that I have got, stomach upset. Please give me Anacin. I will give you the medicine which I think is right for you. So you come and discuss with me. I'll tell you and I'll convince you. And the best part is what I do is I don't talk like this. I actually draw them out. I think this is the reason. This is what you need. And most of the time, I have seen people have actually accepted it.
90% of the times, I remember that when we also used to do shoots, I don't think ऐसे कुछ changes होते थे. But yes, I mean, it's a human interaction, and you always have such cases. Have you ever run away from a shoot?
Well, no, not really, because I was known for people used to say that he'll never come back empty-handed. So whatever it is, like I will try to, because I feel that people are spending so much of money. My client is spending, agency is spending. Then everybody's reputation is. Suppose I leave, I'm one person. I'll ruin not ruin, but
you will ruin. It will. The whole thing gets tarnished. So of course that happens. But a lot of times when we also used to do shoots, we are not given that free hand. So we get thoda agitated. So the output also doesn't turn out to be that way. So I'm sure ऐसे cases होंगे.
Yeah, actually I believe in one thing, that life is not always hunky-dory. There are times when you have to compromise. Okay. But don't compromise to such extent that you have to suffer later on with that work. So what I have done, I mean, Ashish knows, and that somebody has told me that this is what I want. Again, communication is not there. Then what I do both. More work for me, more
extra effort
for me, and then you see both, which one looks better. Suppose you say that do my portrait in full color and all that, and I find that in this color, in this atmosphere, black and white also might look good. So I'll shoot a black and white, I'll give you a black and white result. I'll leave it up to you,
whatever you want to
decide. Similarly in concepts also, I used to work like that.
But how did fashion, like wildlife photography, though, ever since I've also been following your work for donkey years, ever since I think I was in my early, 10 years or 11 years old I was. How did you get into fashion photography? Like how was that, it is a very different industry altogether.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it is an abused industry, if I can use that word.
Yeah.
बहुत manipulation है, बहुत abuse industry है, discipline नहीं है. There are a lot of issues in the advertising field per se. So from wildlife, which is so disciplined, like you have, and there's so much patience that you need, because when you go to these camps, these forests, you have to wait for hours and hours for one glimpse of the tiger or any wildlife animal. Versus this is a very fast paced. So how do you manage that, and how did this come into the picture?
See, in my life, what you call fashion came first, wildlife came later.
Achha, okay.
The other way around, you know. So, and if you ask me that when I used to shoot fashion, even now whenever I do, I say that they are tall and beautiful and wild, wild from outside. And the elephants I shoot, they are tall, bulky, and wild from outside, not from inside. One is wild from inside, one is wild from outside. Because elephants, I've studied elephants actually.
Oh wow!
Their nature, their you know how they behave and all that. So they are very beautiful. Whereas models I am shooting with, they are very outgoing and they are doing party whole night, and then next morning 5 o'clock is the call time. They are ready for makeup. You know, so both are wild and both are beautiful. But only thing is the circumstances are different. So when I didn't see it much difference, as I said, when I saw my first wildlife, I was doing fashion that time. You know, I used to make major campaigns, so I used to leave a lot of space because I always feel you must give breathing space, you know, to your subject. So you know, everybody knows I'm known for that. Even my fashion shoots are happening in the Himalayas or in Ladakh or seaside and things like that. So, and when I picked up my camera, by default, went to the jungle and I started taking pictures like that. I started taking all the outside habitat and then my subject, which is a tiger or an elephant, small. Okay. So, but he's the hero because that's my challenge to how keep him small but make him hero. You know, for me, nature is. Elephant is big, but nature is much bigger. You know, massive. So I must portray that. You know, so where do they live? That is their house. That's their home. So that is how I portrayed my wildlife. And similarly, when I do fashion, even now, like for example, I still Dino Moria. I went to what you call Kashmir. You know, with the shots, if you see mountain behind, the waterfall, and things like that. Yeah. So for me, that is more important, showing the environment, you know. So it is, one is more manipulated, definitely. But for me, when camera is in front of me, I don't differentiate, you know.
Which is the true sign of an artist.
Yeah.
But Dada, have you, like you were talking about, you just shot with Dino Moria. We will also talk about your shoots with Sunny Leone and Deepika Padukone. Do you ever, I mean, I have known you for donkey years. I have known you're that same humble, sweet person that you are. But do you ever get that high, okay, I am Akash Das now? I mean, do you ever get that moment?
See, I'm here today and I'm learning. You know, so life is full of learning. And you can never say, oh, I know it all. There are so many bigger people than me, you know. So who am I? So my base is Himalaya. When you go to Himalaya, you know how small you are. You know? That is always I look into where there are circumstances which makes you sometimes, you know, not lose your cool, but you have to show your strength, you know. But apart from that, I never ever feel even the smallest thing, which you might think is a very small thing, but for me it is a big thing. You know, I never feel that I'm so and so. You know.
What is your satisfactory moment in a shoot? Like, ek to hota ki haan, oh, I've got the shot which I need. But any other satisfactory moments which you get during a shoot, because that is the best version of you. And I've seen you just get lost into that word. You don't give two shits about anything else. You don't give two shits about the weather, this, that. You're just concerned about your subject and your camera. But what are the satisfactory moments while capturing these?
Satisfactory moment is when my light boy is happy,
Wow.
my tea man is happy.
Wow.
Everybody is smiling. There's no ghapla in the whole situation. There is nobody shouting at no one. And the model is very happy. Because for me, when the model is there in front of me, I treat him or her as God. So if I have to go out of my way, even a beginner model, out of my way to make him feel good, make him feel comfortable. So for me, he'll be happy, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Are those people happy?
Happy
around
as
me?
well.
Yeah.
Dara, you deal with so many models. I'm just wondering, and you're a young, fit models. Do of course they hit on you.
Yeah.
They flirt with you. How do you face that when models flirt with you and models are always they compliment you a lot.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that attraction and that feedback? I would
See,
say
this is very what you call, I would say,
part of the
personal way
job.
of dealing.
Yeah.
Because I respect everyone.
Yes, I know.
Small, big doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
If you come home, all my people, I really, and genuinely, it's not that no show off. I really feel every human being has its own. So I respect them. And you are right. A lot of people, actually, lot of models, they approach me, and then I have a very straight equation.
Hanji.
You're my friend.
And it's work.
It works, absolutely.
No, that's what I'm saying, because a lot of people, and this is part of the industry.
Yeah.
Even when I used to, sing this and that, it is part of the industry. It's all about how you deal with it.
Absolutely.
And there should be a discipline between work and that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Now, we were talking about Sunny Leone and Deepika Padukone's shoot. Can you walk us through that entire shoot? Sunny Leone, and I think we were one of the only people who did a shoot with Sunny Leone in India at that point of time, which was big. And when the shots also came out, the entire industry was flabbergasted. कि भाई Sunny Leone के साथ shoot कर दिए. तो क्या experience था दादा, if you can explain?
See, experience was like it's nothing special, To me, it's another model, another person. So I treated her like that, and she also treated very, very, friendly manner. And see, the best part of any good model is they are very, very professional.
Sincere.
So they understand the brief. So I always brief my models. Whatever the situation is, I brief my model, and I give the brief. So there are many things this happened many years ago. So there were some nighties she had to wear, and she had to look that sexy.
There was nudity also involved, I guess.
Not total nudity though, but it was like somehow semi-nude, you can say. Okay, so that happened very well because she was being told beforehand only. This is the brief, So she agreed upon it. So therefore, they once they agree, a professional person, and if you are handling is the most important part.
Critical.
Handling another human being, her or his ego is very important. How you handle somebody's ego. So I always say a photographer has to be a little bit psychologist. Should understand. Suppose I am shooting Prime Minister, so I have to know.
His psyche.
I shot a big politician, and he.
You recently
I
did?
believe. 2 years ago. As we know all over that he's very aggressive. So he is standing in front of me. So I am telling him in his turn, and just, yes sir, no sir. I said, my camera is ready. So I said, Mr. So-and-so, everybody tells me that you are very aggressive. Are you really aggressive? Because I don't. He looked at me and said, gave me a big smile and said, depends upon who is in front of me. That was his answer,
Who was the politician though?
Well, I should not name it because very big
Yeah.
guy. And they are not supposed to, when I was shooting, one press guy also came in. My team was there, O&M team was there. And this guy walked in. And next day morning in the newspaper, somebody sends me a cutting that I'm shooting him. And they captured
you
from
shooting
behind,
him,
which is not right,
Okay.
So there are certain things which are really not very
I know. I mean, you get uncomfortable seeing that.
yeah.
But of course, when such things happen, a lot of backlashes also happen. In a shoot, आपको कभी ऐसे कोई backlash हुआ है with any model or any ऐसे instances with politicians per se? So backlash, how do you treat backlash?
If you ask me, I don't remember any. I'm a very positive person,
Yeah,
you know. So when one podcast, it was done by a model only, a previous model, and she said that her whole thing was that you know what you have gone through means the downside. I told her I didn't go through any downside
Wow.
because my downside is always put me up. You know, I have learned something from there. You know, suppose if I am walking into a studio and I stumble upon something, I fall. So next time I'll be careful. You know, so
course.
that is my learning point. So anywhere you go, you be careful about the floor. You know, so I don't remember any such.
But
thing.
have you ever been taken advantage of, or has anyone cheated on you?
Well, that happened many times. I don't know. See, maybe I'm a fool getting the money out. Lot of times, many times, even recently also it happened. But I don't blame them because
You have your
they
art
are
form,
supposed to extract money from you. They are supposed to give you less. They will promise you more to get the work done. But if I was persistent, I think I would have got my money. So, like that, if you say you call it cheat, I don't call them a cheat. They are still, when they call up, I take their phone, I make a joke.
That's
I
very
laugh.
humble of you,
Yeah,
Dada.
because I always say, it is my fault that I have not chased, people who chase, a bania, will even chase a
Single penny.
and if I think, oh, I have got today, I've got 10,000 rupees, so I don't chase 2,000 rupees, that doesn't happen. When you want money, you have to chase money.
You've never chased money, and
No, no,
that's what I've seen.
I can't.
Why don't you have you? I mean, now of course you have a team and all.
Yeah.
So how do you think it has made you grow as a person? Like having a team is because I've always seen you're a one-man army. You do your shoots by yourself. You do your entire set. Of course, you have your light boys and your spot dada and all these stuff. But I've seen your editing work also gets done by you.
Yeah,
So, Dada, why? Like when you can have a team.
So I find generally what happens is, suppose it's a pure shot, okay? Suppose I'm doing a fashion shoot, and there's no computer work coming in. Only thing contrast and color and all that.
Basic CC.
So because I know if I tell a computer guy, he will do it and then he'll send me and I'll check out and then I'll say no, it's not right, do it this way. Rather than I sit and do it. But if it is an advertising raw where you have to put a product, you have to, they say, clean up the face, clean up the clothes, then I give it to someone else. Rather, they would do it well. A person is meant to do that, you know. I cannot do better than him.
Of course.
But for my wildlife, only I can do it because I know exactly what I want. When I'm shooting, I know whether I'll convert this in black and white or not before the shoot, It's not by fluke. Nothing is by fluke in my life. So therefore, I do my homework very well. So therefore, I know exactly what I want. So what I want, I'll do it myself.
Do it yourself.
What somebody else wants, I'll get it done.
Get it done. Understood. An ad agency or something of that sort.
Yeah.
But talking about your wildlife shots as well, like let's talk about your most famous. I think the black and white tiger is something which got so famous.
Yeah.
So, Dada, talking about you traveling, you're a globetrotter. I think you've traveled all around the world. From Paris, you've done exhibitions all over the world. But I specifically want to talk about the Himalayas and the Ramakrishna mission that you had gone for. Can you take us through that? What was the Ramakrishna mission?
See, from a childhood, I was like a little what you call a wild child in the sense, wild in the sense that I used to do everything which a normal kid won't do. Okay, so I started Hatha Yoga when I was 7-8 years old.
Wow.
Not knowing what Hatha Yoga can do to you, it can hamper your body so much, or not knowing that, I used to do it, And Hatha Yoga is actually part of Raj Yoga where you actually give so much of pain to your body that pain doesn't mean anything to you anymore,
Wow, okay.
So I did all that. In fact, my relatives, some of the relatives who used to come home, and later on they used to write letter to my father. They didn't have the guts to tell my father. I would tell him that, take him to a lunatic asylum because he's a nerd. He's a this thing, kuch deela hai. A very good boy, but he has some problems. So my father used to show me those letters, and we used to both laugh because my father knew who I was. So, so when I actually went to the college, and I started realizing that, maybe this worldly life is not for me. Don't ask me now, because I have changed my
Yeah,
this thing. But
of course.
that time I used to think worldly life is not for me, because I used to read Swami Vivekananda's books, and I used to see also here that there are so many ascetics still in the Himalayas whose thought process is vibrating, whose
Energies.
home is resounding, within us. So I said, I want to actually experiment that feeling. So this, I know college and all that I've done. Then I was pretty good student. So I got a job before leaving the college only. 2-3 job offers came already.
Oh, wow,
So I attended one job for 2 days. Then I realized this is not for me, because although I had a lot of freedom, but I knew that this is something I'm catering to someone.
Job was into designing only?
Designing only.
Okay.
So then I used to go to Ramakrishna Mission in between, and also hear the lectures of various Swamijis, very learned people, Swami Ranganathananda and all those people. So I got inspired. So I told my parents that I want to join Ramakrishna Mission. So
Do you still go to the Himalayas?
pardon me?
Do you still go to the Himalayas?
Yeah, I go once in a while, but not in that time. I went to Himalayas in my just one loincloth and one dhoti.
Wow.
And my head was shaven, and I had no money with me. So now I go with.
Of course.
I've got money and all.
Convenience, yeah.
So, anyways, though, from I joined Ramakrishna Mission, then I realized I did a lot of philanthropic work. They have leprosy hospital, so I worked there.
Wow, okay.
Then there was a flood that year, and 10,000 people food. I was in charge of making the food.
Lovely.
Distribution was somebody else. So I was a young chap, and they thought I'm capable of it. They gave me that responsibility, and I managed it pretty well. But at the end of the day, I found that I am only 24/7 I'm working. And I am not getting any time for myself to do my prayers and other things, which I used to think that spirituality, it can grow within me, which I was not getting time. So one day I told them, but I didn't tell them actually, I just left. And I went to Himalayas. I walked from.
Do you regret leaving?
Huh?
Do you regret not being there and leaving?
Not at all, because I learned a lot of things from there. So many things I learned. As I said, I always learn. I'm a good learner,
Yeah,
actually.
you are, yeah.
So I learned so many things, what I am today because of Ramakrishna Mission and also Himalayas. It taught me so much. We crib about, I don't have this, I don't have that. So you should not crib about it. Whatever you got,
Contentment
whatever
is
God
not
has
there.
given you is plenty for you. That's why God has given you that. So I had even, I'm thinking of at night buying banana. I have about 2 rupees with me, and I'm buying slightly softer bananas which are cheaper, so
Okay.
that I can have dinner, and morning I can have my breakfast.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So breakfast I didn't have to have because I left those bananas. Whatever, there's long story to cut it short. So I've learned many things through Ramakrishna Mission, meeting those ascetics, really truly good ascetics, and also in the Himalayas. So that is how from college to Ramakrishna Mission to Himalayas happened.
It was a different journey altogether.
Yeah, yeah.
But talking about contentment, जैसे आपने कहा, आज के बच्चों में या आज की जनरेशन में, I'm talking about myself as well, contentment ही नहीं है. तो मतलब you work with young people as well. What do you have to say to them or about them? मतलब एक you're lovely. You're talking about spirituality and individuality, which you learn a lot about. You don't know yourself, but when you're introspecting in that phase,
yeah.
you get to know so much about yourself. and आज इतना different है. How do you cope up with आज का generation, sir?
See, आप generation को गलत नहीं बता सकते हो, nor can you blame them, because they are doing what they are seeing. What parents are giving you, so they are learning from there. कि iPad मेरे को चाहिए, without that I can't read.
Yes,
you know.
Yes.
So, and that is how they build up their ego also. That this is what I require. Yeah. So it is. I can't just blame you that you are like that, but it is because you inculcated that from your surroundings, So therefore, surrounding also has some part to play to spoil you and also to make you a spiritual person, So you have to understand that all the circumstances, your parents or school and all that, has to tell you that calm down, life is not only about materialism, there is something more. And that is very easy to get. It's not difficult. People say it's very difficult to get.
It's a
because
distraction.
All you have to do is calm down yourself. At least spend half an hour every day with yourself.
Wow.
Half an hour every day. If you can concentrate upon yourself,
introspection,
within yourself, introspection, then you will see your life you will understand a lot of other things, So otherwise, mind is always going here and then running around. So you have to calm that down. So because you're only depending on materialism, all the time you have this phone with you. So you're saying, "Acha, kisne post kiya? Like karo, ye karo, wo karo, flana karo, dimkana karo." That is ruining you. All you have to do, your surrounding has to tell you that, beta, don't go too much into it. Have some time at least. At least don't take your phone into the loo. So things like that. So one has to tell you to do that. You might not realize it because you're born with a cell phone in your hand, So how that's part of your life?
Yeah, that is part of your life.
So
today has become a necessity, Dada. That's what I feel, because I think my 8-year-old niece, I remember myself as a kid, 8 साल में iPad क्या iPod भी उस टाइम नहीं आया था. और आज की में मतलब everything वो YouTube पे she keeps on watching reels and that.
So it is a lot of unnecessary things also she is watching.
Yes.
So therefore somebody has to guide her. That guidance is very important. But our surrounding, our parents do not have that time, because they can't guide themselves. How can they guide others? But blame others. यंगस्टर आज क्या कर रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं. अरे यंगस्टर को तुमने बोला भूख लगा तो बर्गर खाओ, उसको कभी बोला ही नहीं तुमने भैया घर में थोड़ा खाना बनाया जो ये खाओ. उसको शुरू से वो देख रहा है वो मैगी तो मैंने ही लॉन्च किया, मुझे पता है कैसी इट हिट द होल मार्केट. कुछ खाना है मैगी, कुछ खाना है, कहीं पे भी चले गए मैगी मिल गया तो सुकून मिल गया. So thing is, one has to really just can't blame the youngsters,
But Dada, do you think let's talk about thoda sa social media. Like I see you are also not that present on social media, but other offline platforms I see you're always there at events. Do you think it is a boon or a bane, social media?
It is not a boon. Why do I say that? Because 24/7. I also have that option, by the way.
Yes, of course.
If I want to have people approach me, if I do it, I can have millions followers. But I don't want it. Why I don't want it? Because then I'll not be able to have my sleep properly. I'll not be able to do my yoga. I'll go mad because when I'm talking to you, I'm thinking about your next what? How will I? If 1,000 likes is less today, I don't have sleep. So is that good? That's not good.
Validation.
So therefore, it's happening because a lot of people are earning money through that. So I respect them. Let them earn money through that. There's nothing wrong earning money. You need to live, and youngsters are making so much of money. Through this, it's good. But if you see overall, I won't say it is very good for them. But it's up to you. Life doesn't have to be very good for everyone, Either you're earning money or you are
living in peace.
You are living in peace,
You can't have both. I say that all the time. Either you're earning money or you're living in peace. You can't have both. This is a fact according to me. But I think talking about today's kids, they follow the concept of herd mentality. So, आज की डेट में I'm not on social media because I want to be on social media. today we are on social media because XYZ is on social media. And it is, again, it's a marketing facade, which of course celebrities and these people have created. Ke, Achha, you're not on social media, or you don't have an iPhone, or you don't have this. So it's all marketing at the end of the day. Instagram is Instagram in today's time because, it is a facade that has been created. Yes, however, if used for the right thing, because social media came into existence for better communication, that's what I think.
Correct.
And education.
Yeah.
तो वो तो education और communication तो बहुत time से छूट ही गई. Other things started happening on social media. So I think, I agree with you.
No, I would say that education is also happening. Today, if I want to do something, I Google immediately, or I go to YouTube. And I'm learning. Say, for example, I'm very bad with computers and all that. I only learn as much as I want. For example, all my work happens in Lightroom. Now, if I have to make a film, either Rush or Premiere Pro, or if I'm using any other software, I have to know that. But I don't have to go to a teacher. Here in front of me, I've got a computer. I'm slow learner, but I learn every day little bit. Then so that I can at least make do my work. So therefore, social media and all that is very good. People always blame news channel. Why do you blame? Because of the news channel, a lot of things are coming out. Lot of filth in the world people can see. A lot of goodness also people can think. So many people are doing good work with the animals and dogs and all that. You are being able to see. Don't see only the negative. See the positive also.
Dada, it's just that I think people, so social media news channels, as you spoke about, I think why has it now been abused? Because credibility and trust, the factor of trust has been lost. You do not know what's credible. Earlier, we used to blindly trust a TOI, a Times of India, or a Hindustan Times, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि सारा गंदा न्यूज़ नहीं छाप सकते. छापेंगे तो उनका अखबार बंद हो जाएगा. आज की डेट में इंस्टाग्राम क्या है, फ्री है ना, तो कोई भी टॉम डिक एंड हैरी गेट्स अप इन टुडेज टाइम, उसने कुछ पोस्ट कर दिया कंट्रोवर्शियल, चाहे झूठ भी हो, उसको सच with some marketing, some promotion, some boosting, वो सच हो जाता है.
Actually, there are a lot of, like even today I read newspaper. Okay, I don't go by all these news channels and all that, because that you have to have the antenna right, So you have to understand what is wrong, what is right, So somebody says, "Abhi breaking news aa raha," it is not a breaking news. So therefore, you have to learn that much intelligence you have to have. But you can say, crowd is like that. Crowd believes in it, But everything has got a positivity and negativity. So you can't blame the system for that,
No, you can't blame the system. But it is a sad truth. Because that's what I'm now talking about technology as well. Talking about photography as well, I think AI has also come into the picture, Dada. And you've also seen how these youngsters have gotten AI into commercialization. So a lot of brands are using AI because they're saving out of money at the end of the day. So has it impacted your work? Or how do you think it is, again, a boon or a bane?
See, it is actually both. Boon is basically because a lot of things you can do through AI, which would take hours together. See, AI is only a tool. Okay, it's human brain who is making it work. So if the brain is correct, brain is correct means brain is fertile, and the brain wants to do something with, can do it. Now, if you are faking something, so in photography, don't call it a photography. Don't call it rather a digigraphy or a AI graphy. Give a different name. And even in AI, people are creating such beautiful things.
Stuff.
Even in videos, they are creating such beautiful things. So don't ignore that. That is the power of AI. But call it a different. Don't give it a name of photography to that. Don't give that a name of fine art. You say my digital print. So you just say that. It's a boon. Also, it is people are misutilizing it. That is wrong. Anything is misutilized is not correct. And you're right that it is very difficult to understand also. People are cheating, a lot of people are cheating, but I can't answer because somebody is cheating.
Cheating.
I can't say somebody has stolen my money. The money is not bad. The person has stolen it.
And what happens in this mess is, Dada, the person who's doing the right form of work now, he also gets abused for this. Because I've seen one negative thing about the industry per se, okay, in the photography industry or something, कि देखो इसने मुझे चीट किया, ये AI के थ्रू उसने करके दिया, तो फिर ऑटोमेटिकली कह देते हैं अच्छा आर्यमन ने भी मुझे चीट करके दिया होगा. तो
So actually, one thing is, I mean, if you ask me in my life, a lot of times I've suffered, but that suffering has taught me that never ever give up. So one day people will recognize who you are, whether you are doing AI or you are doing anything else, and calling it not explaining
Not
that
explaining it.
is people will understand, you know. So a person who is doing only on AI, people will know immediately after couple of years. They'll know अरे ये तो गलत काम कर रहा है, you know.
Anyway, to lighten up the mood, Dada, let's go back to some good news and good factual news which we have about you.
Yeah.
You have been called the Lensman of India, and this is a tag which
I
has been
didn't
given.
know that.
It is a tag which has been given to you from your school where you used to sketch, to fashion photography, to designing, to wildlife photography, and now you're still growing. I mean, I don't see you retiring ever. So, what do you have to say about this tag which has been given to you?
See, as I feel that creativity has never ended.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't end ever.
Never.
You know, the more you are actually using your creativity, the more creative you become. That's why you see Bernard Shaw, you see Rabindranath Tagore on his deathbed, he wrote the best poetry.
Best poetry
So
of
if
his
you
life.
see the history, everybody who has been in creative field, they have never burnt out. They are always sharpen their creativity, sharpen their intellect. You know, as long as they live, they create, and they actually it's part of their life. That is the medicine they need. Without that medicine, they are dead in any case. You know.
I agree with you.
So that is the thing. So coming from there, knowing this, that you have to create. Not that you have to do it. There's no burden, but creation comes within from within. You know.
Agreed.
For example, a yoga, he is doing his yoga every day. It's not somebody doesn't have to tell him that, force him to do yoga.
Yeah.
Like I do my breathing exercise, whatever, small example, without which I am not awake. So even if I don't get sleep, I have to say 5 o'clock is my call time. I have 3 hours I need. So that means 1 o'clock, and I'm going to bed only at 1 o'clock. I don't sleep that night. I do my yoga, and then I go to the work. And then come back whenever I get time, I sleep. You know.
Wow.
So I compensate like that. But that 2 hours or 3 hours is must for me. Okay?
Discipline.
That discipline is required actually.
There are such instances. You were talking about creativity, and it is said, लोग बोलते हैं कि हर artist पागल होता है. Have you ever had those पागल moments? Has anyone called you कि अरे यार ये क्या सोचता है, ये तो पागल है? ऐसे have you had those पागल moments?
पागल इसलिए बोलते हैं कि कई लोग वो प्रिटेंड करते हैं कि यार बड़े बड़े लंबे बाल हो गए, दाढ़ी हो गए, इसको तो अब मतलब दांत साफ करने का भी टाइम नहीं है, ये देखो खाली क्रिएटिव सोचता है. लेकिन क्रिएटिव दिखा क्या रहा है? अ ट्रू क्रिएटिव पर्सन इज ऑलवेज अप एंड राइट. यू लुक एट हुसैन, यू लुक एट Picasso,
Gaza.
I mean, they are actually always active, physically active, and also producing.
Yes,
so they are nerd इसलिए उसको बोलते हैं. It's a scientist.
Nerd.
इसलिए बोलते हैं because they are not much bothered about कि day to day खाना रख दिया ठीक है खा लेंगे, ठीक है. So it is they are not very particular about things, particular about only their creativity. So whether a scientist or an artist or a musician, they actually all the time they want to think about their music, about their art, about their scientific.
That's how the mind works.
Yeah. So mind cannot be both the places.
Yes.
A wife says, यार मेरे को ना एक ज्वेलरी ले लो, पैसा लेके ले आओ तुम. मेरे को मत बोलो कौन सा साड़ी अच्छा लग रहा है. I'm just giving you an offhand, this is what happens with scientist's wife and all that,
But have you had those पागल moments? किसी client ने at Ogilvy maybe or in advertising days आके बोला कि भाई क्या आकाश दास थोड़ा तो ठंडा हो जाओ.
हमेशा बोलते रहते हैं. हाँ, हमेशा बोलते रहते हैं ये तो पागल है. अगर इसको मतलब ये भी बोलते रहते हैं कि some models, very well known models came to me first time shooting with me and said that, I hear that you are a nerd and you lose your temper and all that. I said, look, I have never seen myself losing a temper like that on work, but whosoever tells, that's his perception. That's his problem, not my problem. He said, she says that, I'm working with you for so many years. Now I know that you are a totally different person what other people say.
Yeah.
So what people say, I don't care,
Isi Pagal ne, I want to tell the world, Isi Pagal ne, what people used to call him, has made Maggie, has worked with Maruti, has also made Nestle. I mean, today Nestle is what, because of the advertisements or the statics that you see, and Maruti and Maggie as well. So, I mean, how did that opportunity come in? Like, it was such, I'm sure it must have been such a big moment for you when Maggie approached you and such brands. How was that experience?
Actually, I was in Clarion and I was a very young, visualizer there. And the account internationally came to Clarion.
Okay.
And my immediate superior was Derek Fernandez Prabhu. He is no more.
Okay.
And he was a brilliant guy actually. So he trusted me quite a bit actually. And he taught me quite a bit in designing, how to simplify designs.
Okay.
So he's the one, it fell into his lap. He had many people to go to.
Wow.
Because in Clarion was full of creative guys.
Yeah.
But instead of that, he gave me the job.
Stumbled upon you. Wow.
He kept 2 jars. One jar had full of Maggie cubes,
Okay.
nude, no cover.
Okay.
And also Maggie,
Masala.
not masala, the the noodle.
Noodles. Okay.
In a jar.
Okay.
So they said, he said, we need cover for these. This 200 gram, this much, and this 1 cube each. You have to design the
packaging.
So I was lucky. I was very young at that time, so I got the opportunity. So I immediately, overnight, I developed about 9 designs.
Wow.
With my pencil and with a watercolor pencil, with that I designed. Next day morning he came and he said, he used to call me Oxy Baby. The Oxy Baby, you have done a good job. Now there's, from this 9, you have to negate this 5. I'll take this 5 to the client. Then the designs will go to Vevey, Switzerland. So he asked me to develop those. Then I developed, then presented to client in India, and then they selected 3, and those 3 went to Vevey for approval actually. So that is how it fell, and I didn't think I've got a great job. This is the job is given to me, I have to do it. I didn't think that I'm doing such a, one day this will become very famous.
It's every kid's favorite, sir. Of course you've done a big job. But
apart from this thing, the display, after that, this whole scenario of display changed. The, what you call those shelves where
merchandising
used to be merchandise, used to be kept outside there are no posters needed, only those merchandise. People suddenly, I was staying in Vasant Vihar, and I went to the market and I found that all 3-4 shops are looking only YOLO. So that, look, my design everywhere, So it was like that. Then I felt very high. The whole world is looking at me, my job basically.
Wow. And the same thing happened with Nestle and Maruti is very similar thing.
Yeah. And what you call, before that I also done Gaylord. Gaylord was qualities. This thing Gaylord I launched because 2 brothers had some family problems. Quality retained in Bombay, and Gaylord came to Delhi. And I launched that because, again, another agency, that a lady had, she asked me to, and she had many people in her office, creative directors and all those people. She called me to a home. She said, I'm giving it to you, guy. I'm giving it to you because I don't others to do it, because I've seen you think differently.
Wow.
So you can only do it. I designed it, and I did a lot of doodling, drawing and all that, and made out around the world Gaylord, with Gaylord. And I did that, and it was like, drawing was like, not a very professional drawing, but that became a style. So I was doing that, sitting on my bed. I took the work, came home, and I didn't have a table. So I was sitting on a bed, putting a plywood and all that. I was, because it's a full page
For
ad. So I was
Acha.
doodling and all that. I made
Okay.
everything. And on Sunday, this Saturday she briefed me. Sunday she took it to the client,
And
and
approved.
because they were in urgency, and client approved it. Tuesday or Wednesday, the ad was out in newspaper. So my mother, I was sleeping around 7 o'clock or so. My mother said, "Get up, get up." I said, "What happened?" Said, "That day, sitting on this bed, you are actually
Designing.
drawing something, and that same thing has come up, because there were lot of cartoons type and Eiffel Tower and all over the world. I had put all those illustrations. Then I said, हाँ हाँ ये तो मैं हर रोज करता हूँ, like that. तो like that. So
नहीं, बट उस टाइम सोचा भी नहीं जाता ना कि शिट आई एम वर्किंग फॉर अ मैगी और अ गयोड और अ नेस्ले एंड दिस एंड दैट. वो जब आ जाता है काम एंड व्हेन इट बिकम्स
but there was a lot of politics. At that time also, like, people used to think why he's getting the best job, because he has to deliver overnight, a good job, deliver. And I didn't know I'm doing something great.
Yeah,
I think that is my natural self, so I has to do it like that. Later on, a lot of people told me I got a raise, immediately after that. So
because of the
the
job.
managing director tells me that don't tell anyone that you have got 500 rupees raise. So
Wow.
why? Because my creative director so and so never got raised for last 3 years. So
Such
things like that.
experiences. So that, yeah, we were talking about Maruti and Maggie and Nestle. You were talking about politics. So politics के बारे में थोड़ा बताओ ना कि क्या होता था. मतलब I'm sure कि आपके साथ तो creative लोगों के साथ तो हमेशा politics होती है.
But actually, मेरे को कभी bother नहीं किया इस चीज़, because I always felt that you have to be always above politics. So you keep on doing your work, and I am more of a karma yogi. So
Yeah.
I don't see the result. I actually do the best. If you give me a job, I'll try and do the best of my abilities. What people say, lot of times it has happened actually. The big things also happened. Like, I don't know,
Name
get
anyone.
into the details. Big guys in the industry have they done it. So I just, it was that time, it was a little difficult to overcome that. How can such people behave like this? It has happened and is gone. I mean,
Was Ogilvy also one such experience?
no, not in Ogilvy.
Ogilvy being such a big name, I think, in the industry. How is it working with Ogilvy?
Ogilvy was like, I was actually consultant, so I used
Ah,
to
okay.
do, because from the very beginning, I used to do consultancy with all the agencies, all big agencies, whether Clarion, Everest, Saatchi and Saatchi, and
No Shoshana.
Rediffusion, no Shoshani. So everywhere, Ushakal, I was like,
A
I was
consultant,
known
yeah.
as 16 hours creative director.
Wow.
They all be, Mudra gave me a, what you call, executive creative director, but I used to go there only 60 for 16 hours on paper, but I used to deliver much more,
Much more. Yeah.
So I didn't want to work every day for the agency. So I used to work like that. And a lot of people used to, dislike this. They used to think that I have been given an upper hand. But since I used to produce, they encouraged it.
Of course.
And it went on for years after years, all the agencies.
Yeah, I think even with my father's agency, you were his right hand. Like any shoot, anything, I think dad always used to call you.
Because in creative work, he would call me and he'll say, this is what is my requirement. He doesn't have to give me any brief.
Any brief.
So I create the brief and I do it, and then we discuss. And we discuss on paper. We don't discuss just
verbally.
So on papers, the scribble is there ready and all that. Because all you have to do is you have to show your ideas, So it's like that.
Talking about those times, Dada, when people were silent about things like AIDS, homosexuality, lesbianism, one of your shoots was revolving around that. And you were the one who actually broke the ice and got it out there.
Yeah.
What was that? And how did that come into the picture? And I'm sure it succeeded. Not all the time because clients didn't want it, but how did you get it out there? And why did you get it out there?
So I'm actually more of a social, what you call aware person, whether it's with animals or with human being. I always want to do something, for to break the norms about
Yeah.
what people think. So adoption, for example, I was the one who did a lot of campaigns for adoption, and lot of people adopted their daughters or their sons after seeing that campaign.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
even newspapers like Times of India,
Yeah,
Hindustan Times,
TY
those days,
posted, yes.
they actually used to release those ads. Clients used to, sponsor those things. So, similarly, I did a fashion campaign which was for a jeans, and the client briefed me that you have to, I want fast awareness about my genes, this
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
So what I did was, I this idea I had,
Hmm.
I scribbled it out,
Hmm.
and they were like, there were every type of, even now I have got articles of those,
Hmm.
where there was a lesbian, there was a lesbian couple, there was a, homo, this
Sexual
thing,
couple.
couple, then there was a both a man woman, things like that. I created a full campaign, and you won't believe, client bought it as it is, and the headline of that was FUCKOFF, and then squiggle.
Yeah, okay.
So client finally said, I want this as the headline also, only.
Wow.
So F squiggle and CK,
CK
yeah,
and
and
off.
fuck off
Yeah.
and leave us alone was the
Oh,
thing.
wow.
So leave us alone means, that is what I want to portray, that today's generation, they are very, very individualistic thinking. So they don't give a
Again,
damn
they don't give
what
two
you think
shits.
about them. So why are you bothering them? So whether it is a lesbian
One
and a
homosexuals or
homosexual and all that is there in them. So my whole approach, visual approach, also like that. How they are, if you see it,
their
and what
thinking.
happened was, it got internationally recognized,
Oh,
and
wow.
so from Hong Kong, one magazine, the editor called me up and he said that, I have seen this campaign, though I just found out from my Indian counterpart and all that, that it is done by you. So, but he didn't believe. So he said, whose thought
Those-
process is mine? So he said, who has shot this? Mine, He said, the creator and the photographer is the same person. I said, yes. So he asked me, what light did you use?
Hmm.
So I said, those days I used to use HMIs and all that, film lights.
Film lights, yes.
So I said, I use HMI, this is the camera, this is what I use, this is the film, 400 ISO and all that.
Wow.
Then he loved. And internationally, they published that campaign. And in India, people started complaining about it,
Yeah.
कि
Yeah.
ये
Yeah.
you are
ये
doing
क्या
it.
है?
तो
हाँ.
उसमें what happened was, the brand got so much of hype, everybody started talking about it.
Which was the
So
brand?
Chelsea jeans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had some jeans. I had also done Blue Lagoon jeans. That time it
Yeah.
became famous. It got many awards, CAG awards and other thing. So the Chelsea jeans was totally different. Then I have done campaign with AIDS also.
Yeah, AIDS I
Yeah,
spoke about.
fashion
Yeah.
campaign with AIDS. And in fashion,
What was that campaign, if you can just walk me
that
through?
actually, the kind of guy I wanted to portray, it was men's clothes, that they don't give a damn about whether you have AIDS or something like that. They are always there. So there's a patient who is lying
Has
down,
AIDS.
and he's there. Then I also did a campaign saying that AIDS is a disease of mind, that people think, especially men. I don't know whether I want to say it or not. It's the reality was, and Rahul Dev was the model. Can you imagine?
Oh,
And
wow.
so here the thing is that when a man says, to a woman that I won't wear anything, because his mind is diseased. If he wears a protection,
Protection.
it will not happen. Similarly, a woman should be able to say no. So I had done a series of ads like
Wow.
this, telling people that when you have to say no or what you have to do, you should do it. Your mind should not come in between this, particularly this horrible disease, So you can stop it. It's up to you. So
And you did this for a specific brand, this AIDS?
one was only for AIDS. There's many, not many, one client sponsored it. And then one was, I don't remember the previous one, what I said was, I don't remember the brand, it was fashion brand.
Okay.
And it was like jeans and
Chelsea
basically.
jeans, you told me, yeah.
No, Chelsea jeans though was different.
Achha, Chelsea.
AIDS was different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Acha, AIDS also another fashion brand
Yeah,
did it.
yeah.
Wow. And of course, when did this happen? This happened in the early 2000s, if I'm not wrong.
I think before that.
Acha, this was before.
Yeah, 98, 96, 98.
So even talking about Times of India, I mean all the big newspapers, how did they deal with like you pitching this ad forward to them?
So actually, we didn't. Sometimes they would say that we won't carry it. Sometimes, because they are getting so much of business, client is pushing
Yeah,
it.
of course.
So they used to
Print.
and when people are talking about it, two times I went to the publication.
Acha.
Times of India, once
Okay.
with Hindustan Times. I went there. The editor said, "I want to meet you. What is the thought process?" So that they can write about it. It became a big subject,
And
for
that
them.
time, Mr. Guha was also very active in TO. I
Yeah,
remember he
yeah.
used to personally
Yeah.
see such ads.
Correct,
like even with
correct,
Dad, I remember Mr. Guha used
And
to
they
say.
used to see that is for a cause,
Yeah.
So they used to release.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, you must have faced certain backlash for it. And nowadays, because we have become so progressive, now everyone's talking about the LGBT community, we're talking about homosexuality, it's a big concept. Lesbianism, it's still a controversial topic in India, but I think I'm truly in support of it. So that time I can imagine how different it
As
must
I
have been for you.
said, some foreign publications also picked up this subject, and then they said,
You get validation.
how come in India, such a conservative country, you have released an ad like that, and we can't even think about it.
With so many societal norms and pressures and such and that. Even in your family, no one. Tara, tell me something. You have a very wonderful family.
Yeah.
Even in your family, no one used to interject or stop the way you used to work.
Never. I mean, I always got support from my family. Family means me and my wife. My daughter is no more, but me and my wife. So always got full support from my whatever I do.
That is a blessing at the end of the day.
Yeah, of course.
If your family supports you, then it is a blessing.
Yeah.
Talking about now again coming back to wildlife, we were talking about control, Dada. So I mean, of course, it is a different ball game altogether. It is a different word altogether.
Yeah.
What I want to ask is, when you go for these scams, it is something which is out of your control. Acha, have you ever gotten scared? Have you ever had an experience where a tiger has pounced on you? I mean, you're of course at a distance, but have you had such
A couple of times it has happened, like even with elephants. Elephants are even more dangerous, I would say.
Acha.
Because elephants, actually, you think is bulky and big,
Yeah.
but when elephant from there is one step forward, means he was 9 feet is walking or 10 feet is walking.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you can imagine how fast they can come, and even with one swing of their trunk, you can be flown off. And so many times it happened, and sometimes it happened due to my foolishness also. When in my beginning days, actually in the jungle, I saw an elephant with a little kid is coming towards my jeeps, and I was having a what you call telelens. I was shooting. Then it kept on coming so close. It came. I jumped out of my jeep, took out my 17 which is wide angle, and when you are having a wide angle, you don't realize the distance because it shows everything far away. So I went so close that I hit the baby, and baby was only 7 days old.
Oh shit.
So the mother actually came for me, but my brother was on the jeep and he had switched it. He didn't switch off the thing,
Engine.
and he didn't know. Even later on he realized that I've jumped out of the jeep, and that is my foolishness. And he just raved the jeep, and and the elephant came and hit the jeep, and jeep almost went half this thing, but because of the commotion, it got the
Balance.
balance, and I ran this way, the other way, and it was all full of dust, absolutely.
Oh my
And the
God.
mother, then I got saved because the little kid got confused. The mother immediately went
Ran
and
towards
to the
kid.
kid. So this happened. It was my foolishness, like that. Couple of times happened, but
This
now
happened at Corbett.
yeah, this happened in
The
Cork.
other Corbett is like we were talking. Like Corbett has been your most favorite
Yeah.
wildlife sanctuary, or we call it, jungle.
Yeah.
So I mean, tell us the best experiences you've had in the best of jungles. Like this is India. India, of course, has the best of wildlife, but you've also traveled internationally,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you've explored one of the most beautiful jungles worldwide.
yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
See, every jungle is very beautiful for me.
Yeah,
Because jungle is created by nature,
yeah,
and untouched nature. So therefore, all the jungles are very good. But if you ask me, I have a soft corner for Corbett because of that, it has got such beautiful water bodies. It has got river running through it. It has got mountains. It has got salt forest. It has got grassland. Generally, I have not seen very many, and the vastness.
vast
Very many
is
jungles have
huge.
all this put together. So therefore, if I need oxygen, I go to Corbett. That's my favorite.
Lovely. And any international have you?
It is like I love what you call Masai Mara,
Masai Mara, of
and
course.
also Gorongoro, Serengeti, and all that. So, but they are all savanna grass, and all. They are totally different topography, altogether. Their visibility is much better, much higher, and because you can see animals from a distance, and you can approach them because they are not so shy, so they are for photographers point of view, it's much easier shooting there.
There. Dada, even talking about photographers, what difference do you see in today's generation also, and also the photographers who are internationally proclaimed and who reside in foreign countries? Of course, there is a huge difference. When I say difference in terms of technology, in terms of equipment, mentality, of course, every creative person is it's very subjective. But do you see a difference between foreign photographers as well as in the new Indian generation? Do you see a difference in the work ethics and the way work is done?
See, when you see the work, you can make out,
Yeah.
because over there are proper schools for photographers.
Yes.
Okay, so they get 5 years of training. They know what designing is. They have much more. They have evolved with aesthetic values, whereas in our country, people have not evolved with this aspect of aesthetics.
Education is
People
not there.
people have got aesthetics. I mean, Indian art and all that. They are exceptional. But the thing is, this modern art, which is like modern photography, modern techniques of photography, they have not developed that much of aesthetics. And aesthetics is the main thing any form of art. So over there, because they have proper learning, they have proper schooling about art, so they actually
Their mind develops in such a way.
excel better, because secondly, it is related to monetary gain. Now over there, whichever form of photography you are doing, you do one kind of photography and you get paid for it.
Hanji.
Okay, over here, unless you do all kinds of photography, it is very difficult to survive. So
Wow.
you can be, what you call, jack of all trades or master of none. But over there, they become master of one subject. That
Yeah,
is the
like in
difference.
India, controversial thing which I've seen is a lot of beautiful fashion photographers. Like the other day, I don't want to take names again. I came across a friend of mine. He's in his early 30s or mid 30s. He's a fashion photographer doing very well with brands like Bombay Selection. A lot of big brands he's doing, Pantaloons, this and that. And one day I saw him at a wedding doing a wedding photo shoot. And when I asked him, "Ke wedding photography kaise?" So he's like, I have to build my portfolio, and this is what is asked out of me. So yeah, this is one thing in India. Do you also think societal backlashes are part of the problem which you're talking about?
society.
सोसाइटल बैकलैशेस कि मतलब इतने सोसाइटल नॉर्म्स है ना कि ये नहीं करना, वो नहीं करना, न्यूडिटी प्रमोट नहीं करनी, ये नहीं, मतलब देयर आर लॉट ऑफ सोसाइटल बैकलैशेस. So do you think that has a big role to play when we compare the two artists and the
Yeah,
two art
it
forms?
is because I have done many semi nudes which I can't show in a show, and I tried also a couple of times. Once, like there is a particular section of the society came and like attacked.
Oh wow.
Instead of attacking me by mistake, there was another exhibition and they didn't have the knowledge. These hooligans, they came and broke that person's paintings. They thought it was me actually, or whereas my actual show was happening somewhere else. So
Wow.
so this is what happens actually in India. It is this social norms and these things are so
Strict.
strict.
Yeah.
No, I won't say strict. So the other way, it's in knowledge. They don't have the knowledge about art. So because it has been always exploitative form of art.
Yes, sir.
So nudity. So therefore, it has got that reputation. So therefore, anybody is working with that is a bad person.
No,
That
but
is-
I also feel that us Indians are, I mean, again, controversial. Us Indians are the biggest hypocrites in the world.
Absolutely.
We
absolutely,
are
yeah.
very big. Like if we talk about content wise, we will watch a certain content.
Yeah.
We will, with our friend circle, immediate friend circle, we will endorse that certain content.
Yeah, yeah.
But when we talk about having that endorsed in the bigger picture,
Yeah.
or having talked about that on a bigger scale,
Yeah.
we won't.
Yeah.
Like nudity, I think India now has a lot of nudity involved. Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's a different industry altogether. It's doing so well,
Absolutely,
but
absolutely.
no one will talk about it on camera. Is
Yeah, exactly.
what I think.
But what I have seen that, like in nudity also, two things, nudity and vulgarity.
Well, there's a
If you
difference,
keep
yeah.
away the vulgarity, then I have seen like even nude pictures have been appreciated a hell of a
Yes.
lot, even socially,
Nude art, sir. I mean,
yeah,
even if we
exactly.
talk about paintings, like
Exactly.
the biggest artists, they
Absolutely.
do nudes, and I think in Dubai we keep certain, and they appreciate it so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Because again, it is not over here. People see products or art on the like they see a product.
Yeah.
I think art, be it photography, be it fine art, be it music, be it any other art form, is all about storytelling.
Yes,
is what
exactly,
I feel.
exactly.
Through your wildlife photography, I think you tell that it's just not a tiger, a black and
Yeah,
white
yeah,
tiger
yeah,
which I
yeah.
see. It is a whole story of a
Yes,
tiger
correct,
and
correct.
maybe the cub or something.
correct.
So in India ये restriction है कि लोग उसको एक product की तरह देखते हैं.
But if you, as I always say, that if you don't get into that vulgarity, but you have to understand what is vulgar and what is not. If you have that understanding, then it is almost acceptable.
Dada, how do you pull a line between vulgarity and say intimacy?
So this is what I said, the aesthetics, the social aesthetics. You have to develop that aesthetics to understand that even in a viewer has to understand that it's a fine art, it's an art form, and it is not showing everything upfront,
Yes, sir.
So the artist has to understand that, and he has to depict that to his audience, that this is what the aesthetics is all about. This is what, look at our Khajurao and all those things.
Yes, of course.
Even in a lot of temples and all that, you find nude bodies.
Yes,
But the way they depict it, actually, again, they are telling a story. You want to know more about that. You want to have that knowledge. So
And our gods and goddesses,
Yeah.
I mean, they had also in the, again, we will cut this part. ये चेतन भाई डाल नहीं सकते. But our gods and goddesses also half nude, like in their idols also half nude. But आज के में, if I go half nude, people will say something.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are certain controversies which you can't talk about.
Yeah,
it's
correct.
we are hypocrites at the end of the day. मतलब मैं तो यही कहूँगा. Yeah, I mean, over here also, like I've researched that in India, nudity is a scandal, not a symbolism.
Yeah.
How do you process that as an artist? I mean, that's what I just asked you as well.
So, as I said, that it is only the aesthetic part actually. As long as you don't make it vulgar, it is acceptable, you know.
Do you think the gender of the photographer or the artist behind it also matters? Like if a female photographer would have done a nude shoot, it won't have mattered that much. Whereas if a man does it, it is a big stigma.
No, for audience it doesn't really matter. But yes, while shooting it, yeah, a woman is more comfortable with a woman, you
Yeah,
know.
of course.
So as a photographer, you are an artist, so you are actually, that is where your mentality comes into play. Your respect to that model comes to play, and you treat it only as a subject, you know, and you don't treat it as anything personal. So if you can do that, the other person also, your
Understands.
model senses that, and it is a beautiful process of
Process.
creation, just creation. You keep creating, okay, and you can create beautiful things. Again, visually the artist has to know what is vulgar, or same thing, same model, same situation, one can be a vulgar and one can be beautiful
Beautiful.
art form, you know. So it depends upon your lighting, your shades, your form, your expression, you know.
Your frames, yeah, there are
Exactly,
10,000
exactly,
frames.
exactly.
But has it ever happened that a model would have gotten uncomfortable with you? How do you treat that situation?
With me personally, it never happened that
I
way.
mean, touch wood,
I've
yeah.
done many shoots like that. With me personally, it has never ever happened actually.
Because you've worked with all the names as well, Sushmita Singh and
Apart
Sanina.
from that, you know, it is your, with the names, no names, it's individual. Everybody is individual, and it depends upon how much respect you can give to that particular subject, that particular time, you know.
Fair enough.
So that is very important part to build up that relationship. Like a is a business partnership, we have to have build up that belief in each other, you know. Then only it can grow.
Fair enough. Dada, this is actually taking me to a whole new segment. Let's talk about shoots, okay? And I want your opinion, a blunt opinion about it. Do you think, like, because in the commercial segment, when we talk about your advertising days,
Yeah,
uh, the concept of fair skin, कि
yeah,
गोरा चमड़ी या गोरा skin, played a very big role.
yeah.
How did you deal with that thing? Because in the Indian advertising is still restricted, or the Indian consumer is still restricted unless they see a fair face. They won't react to that ad or that static accordingly. Did you have such problems?
See, to be very frank with you, I was one of the first person to introduce a foreign model in Indian market. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I have also shot Gillette brand ambassador. I shot him for a campaign over here.
Okay.
I also shot many female brands, but I used them only because those days we didn't have such what you call,
Resources.
no, not only research, there was no modeling agency.
Acha.
So I used to go to parties, say for example, in a what you call embassy. So I would approach people, and then I will take
And
them
hunt them
and
down,
ask
yeah.
them, and everybody was willing to shoot. And sometimes it became they are international models actually. So
Wow.
this couple of times it happened. So for me, using that only because I want to produce good result in a short period of time. So they carry off their clothes so well, and they're so punctual, you know. So that really got me intrigued into them. And those days, Indian models were always full of nakras. You know, I
Yes.
don't do this, I don't do that. They'll come late. I need 1 hour to eat and things like that. So you see, client pays you only for what result you are giving him.
Yeah.
So I
Sahi
can't,
baat.
you know, what you call. I'm talking about those days.
Yes. Yes.
Nowadays they have become very professional. So I don't have to, you know, do that. I can take Indian models. They are equally good. They are very professional. Their body structures are good
Structures are very
because
nice.
they are gymming, and their heights are good,
Jeans are
better.
also, yeah, very
Earlier
good.
there used to be only 5'3", 5'4". So if I need to show something tall, and how do I get them do it, you know? Plus the fall will not be right of the clothes, you know. So you will see, even in any form of clothes section, you will find a model is always 6 or 5'9",
Yes.
female
Yeah.
5'9", 6. Why? Because the clothes fall very well. So you are selling it. You are not you're not looking at the skin. You are seeing at the how
The
the
clothes or
fashion
the
looks good.
attire. Yeah.
And but nowadays things have changed. Nowadays models are very professional Indian models, and in fact I prefer the slightly dusky skin
Dusky
than the
skin
white
models.
skin. Skin wise, I prefer them. Even those days I preferred them, but because of
The Indian norms again,
yeah,
because a
yeah,
lot of times clients बोलते नहीं मुझे I need a जैसे you said कि I need a foreign
yeah.
model or a
Yeah,
white skin
yeah,
as they
yeah.
used to call it.
Because they are willing to work for longer hours, faster. They produce result just like that. So it is they have seen that they can get much more result
With the
from an
same amount
international
of
model, because there also again comes schooling. They are all being in model. They have come from learning school, modeling. So they are. That is why they are. When they come in front of your camera, they forget about their old world, and they exactly do
The
what you
exact
want.
the
Yeah.
you're told. Have you ever felt censored, not by a person but by the fear of public morality?
So I've always felt that I must, show things which generally people feel slightly scared of.
Scared
So
of.
okay, so I have done that many times. So that is how all my the campaigns on social norms, which are like AIDS or what you call adoption, or on lesbianism. All these campaigns I thought of because of that only. Because let me see, let me push. People can say anything. Once I was showing an Italian shoe. So what I did, I kept it as like Italian dish on a plate, and very graphic, red plate and this shoe and all that, and graphic shot I took. And the day it was released, the advertising fraternity went against it.
Yeah.
Ki, you're putting shoes leather on a Indian
Indian
on a plate and all
plate.
that. I said, who told you this Indian plate? So I had to give an apology. That, and not apology, the thought behind it.
Yeah.
So 3 4 ads are there. Each one had a gun also in it.
Wow.
So Italian mafiosi are showing. Things like that. So I have always found a challenge in do something which will socially will shake you up.
Yes, sir. But at the end of the day, the work speaks louder
Yeah,
than your
exact,
words.
exact.
And like in search of ancient youths,
Yeah,
like that also got listed in the
correct,
Limca Book of
correct, correct.
World Records.
Yeah.
So Limca Book of World Records listing Akash Das's work is a big thing.
Yeah.
How did you react to that, sir?
So, I mean, it was like another award. Awards are always good,
Yeah.
because you know that I'm not alone. People are there who appreciate
Behind, yeah.
this. That is what I feel. So, it is a good thing for me.
So yeah, Limca Book of World Records. I mean, how was that feeling when you got it? Was just another award.
Yeah, exactly. Because I did that exhibition, and then I got a call from Limca Book of World Records, and they said, "Look, we'd like to, felicitate with you this or whatever. Like we want some details and all that." So I gave up the detail, and uh, you know, they gave me the thing, and they gave me a lot of copies of that time.
Yeah, of course.
So it was good feeling, because when it gets written about you, so therefore you feel that that's everlasting. Nothing is everlasting, but you feel that it's
No, it
got
is.
you.
I mean, today's time when you search Akash Das on Google, सबसे पहले आता ही Limca Book of World Records है. So I think it's a big Limca Book of World Records. Then Nikon had also endorsed you. You're one of their brand ambassadors.
Correct.
So I mean, how did that happen, sir? Like Nikon is big.
So actually, it all falls in place one after another. Like
Of course.
Nikon approached me, and this I was using some other brand. So they came and I said, "Look, I'm actually their brand ambassador, so I can't take you on." Though they said you don't have to do anything. We are leaving some products with you in your studio. So you just use it. For the time being, use it and see whether it is. I mean, you don't have to really get into our brand, but at least try and feel. We want to know what is your feeling about our product.
Okay.
So I used it, I liked it, and I saw certain in what you call interface with the photographer was very good. So it's not that the other brand I was using bad or anything. That was also very good. And certain things which I found is because I've been in Nikon user for many years
Yeah.
earlier, so with DSLRs and all that. So I said, let me try because I'm always experimenting. So there are a lot of things which I found was for me it was better, and little non-technical person it is very good. So then slowly they offered me something and they said you will be our brand ambassador. Fine. So I got into it.
So do you think technology, I mean, equipment matters for a photographer, or is it the art form?
See, art is first, okay. But with technology, you can do it better
Yeah.
because technology is there to help you out. For example, when analog time, I would shoot rolls, okay.
Okay.
Now I'm shooting somebody, I'm shooting, if 35 I'm shooting only 36 frames. So each frame I have to calculate and shoot whether,
Yeah.
and but with technology, I have got all, I have surpassed all that because everything, every shot I take, whether it is working or not working, I can see immediately. So therefore, technology helps you and cuts down your time
Time.
so that you can improve your art form. So technology is there to improve your art form. So I feel so good now actually because I've got a Lightroom. So whatever I shoot, I can control.
Yeah.
Those days I couldn't control
Couldn't
because
control.
the processing and everything, if something would, lot of times it happened. I shot with Shekhar Kapoor for 5 days in Mumbai and with a lot of sets and all that. When I came here, first batch of my role was spoiled totally. So you can imagine how much money
How
had
much
gone in
money
and,
goes into this?
So it is mistake of the processing guy. His chemical, by mistake, he put some other
But
chemical.
something else.
So now everything is under my control. If it is good, then it is under my control. If it is not good, it's under my
Still
control.
under your control. But yeah, digitization I think helped photography a lot. Do you also think would कि iPhone ने photography को थोड़ा enhance कर दिया कि घटा दिया? Like smartphones, let's not say iPhones. Smartphones ने photography को अच्छा कर दिया कि घटा दिया?
See, I'll tell you one thing that, world population is growing so much. So no matter whatever new equipment comes for photography, there are more people will be interested.
Yes,
The
sir.
phone or iPhone has made it so easy
Convenient.
for convenience for people. And can you imagine people who had no recreation, now they have recreation.
Yes.
They sitting there, they can see their movies or they can take pictures and they can share with their friends family portraits. They don't have to buy a camera. Earlier they didn't have a camera, so now they are having every moment they can capture. So it is good thing that way, but it is being misutilized
Yes.
also, which is not good. Actually, in many forms it gets misutilized. So the phone photography is also very good. And can you imagine that a normal person who goes to his office and all comes back and he has no recreation, nothing. Now he can actually spend time with creativity.
Yes.
He suddenly sees that he can also create with his dogs or with his street or his
Immediate
little kid,
environment, yes.
with whatever, parents at home, whatever he can create and he can get a lot of solace out of it. That is what creativity. He is also actually what you call honing his creativity. He is actually enjoying it.
But yeah, it has. On a bigger picture, it has. But yeah, see, sir, every industry, every art form has its boons and banes. Talk about music, talk about photography, talk about magic, talk about interior design, talk about sculpting. वो तो है ही.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all about how you end up taking it and moving
exactly.
forward towards it. Like I know people who are doing brilliantly well with the technology coming in, like yourselves as well. So it's not hampered your work.
Not
per
at
se.
all. Not at all.
So
It rather helps.
it rather helps. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if it's helping you, then why not?
So for example, a picture I have taken, and I see that certain part has become so dark. So all I have to do is recover shadow. You just do a little bit of you move, and suddenly you recover your shadow. Earlier, I had to printing was difficult. I had to get it scanned and remove the darkness from there. Things like that. So now it is become my tool is helping me out to create even more.
On a faster pace.
Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful. So now, so I think we've had a wonderful conversation. We're just moving to the last segment.
Yeah.
We also have a heartful moment which we
Yeah.
call a heartful element, which is the rapid fire, which I'll be asking you. But before that, I want to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets? I always ask all my guests. Do you have any regrets in life so far, when it comes to work or family, whatever?
Well, see, there's no regret as such. Only thing is I lost my daughter. If you say that's a down point, there's a down point. But I'm a believer in God, and I feel that because of my karma, whatever has happened to me has happened. So
No, sir. It is just anyway. We will not talk about negative stuff. It was just a bad situation, bad time, and bad.
I won't say bad because she was feeding 60 dogs when there was COVID all around. Nobody would go out. Cops will not let you go out. But she used to go, and she used to do she used to take care of the dogs who were injured and things like that, feed them. So she was a elevated soul. She was a good musician. But I think she, finished her karma very early.
Very early. No.
That's what she was meant to be.
No, but anyway, it was, as I said, God bless her. I think I've not met her, but I wish I did. And I think it was the most beautiful moments you must have spent with her. But yeah, I mean, talking about work, do you have any regrets in life? No.
In work, I won't say anything. I can't remember, because my past or all these things, I don't think about them. I always look forward, positivity and all that. So even if I had, I won't be able to remember right now.
One goal that you have, one positive goal, or what is your next big step in your career?
So in my career, that I want to go back to Himalayas.
Yes.
And whether you call it career
I think
or
you
not,
should. Yeah, you
and
should.
I want to go back to Himalayas and not do any work. Just spend
Sit
time
and
with myself, and things.
I
like
think
that.
everyone should do that. You must go, sir. I would look forward. And please click pictures when you go there for sure. So yeah, that is Akash Das to you. I mean, you've seen how humble, like his humility is all over the place. He's one of the best souls. So we're gonna end this podcast with a nice rapid fire, which I have for you, which is So we have to answer quickly, whatever comes to your mind. Just be as quick as possible. Wildlife or fashion?
Wildlife.
Brand brief or creative gut?
Creative gut.
Deepika Padukone or Sunny Leone?
Deepika Padukone.
You still haven't told me the experience, but we'll come to that. AI art, innovation, or imitation?
AI art, innovation.
One artist who challenged you to think twice and think harder?
Artist is Picasso.
Picasso. One photograph that defines you?
Well, my tiger picture.
Yeah.
And I've shot from behind, and the God's torch, and let the tiger live through the very hard path actually. So that's me actually.
Lovely.
So God is shining and showing torch, and I work.
We will show them in the editing. It is a beautiful one that you regret. One photograph that you regret taking.
Well, I have not taken any picture.
अच्छा, what is tougher? एक टाइगर की असली मोमेंट पकड़ना या एक ब्रांड के इमोशन को फोटो में डालना?
टाइगर का मोमेंट पकड़ना.
अच्छा. So this was the rapid fire with the one and only Akash Das. But before we end, two questions. What was Deepika Padukone's episode? How was that? What was the shoot?
Well, there was some liquor brand basically.
Yeah.
So at that time she was very young, and
she was,
because her father was actually a tennis player.
Yes.
So I knew about it, and she had come into one or two television ad this thing. So it was, and I was shooting black and white. So it was a studio shoot, but I used a lot of lights and all that, shaft of light falling and all that. So I quite enjoyed it, and she also enjoyed it because at that time she had not done so much of work. So it was good, and she was always very professional. And now I don't know what is she like, but that
Very
time
work oriented is
she
what
was very professional and very proper and all that. Only thing is, the people around her used to create little bit of that happens with all
अच्छा वो तो
celebrity
हर
types.
हर किसी के साथ.
People who actually are their agents. But otherwise it was absolutely fine.
Lovely. So, Akashda, last question. What is your heartful moment?
Well, my heartful moment goes back within.
Yeah.
So I
One moment which is your, we call it the heartful moment, which defines you.
well, actually, it comes to me only when I was not into advertising or photography. It was like a beyond that, like the first day when I into Himalayas. I had no
Yeah.
clothes, as I told you. So I was walking from your Rishikesh to Neelkant, which is
Yeah.
in
Yes.
Badrinath.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I walked that path.
You
So
walked it.
yeah, I
Wow.
walked it. So in mid first night, uh, I met a sadhu. I was walking, and somebody was coming from behind. I didn't even see where he went a little ahead and looked back, and he said, "What are you doing here?" And it's already getting late. So I said, "Look, I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing." And he says, "Where will you stay? Where will you eat?" I said, "I have nothing. I'm just going wherever I get space. And it's very, at that time the roads were also not
Not
very.
हाँ उस टाइम तो बहुत
So
ही गंदा.
I was walking on that path, and then he said, "I have got a gufa here, close by, about 3-4 kilometers. You come with me and you stay there. Then tomorrow morning you go out again." So I said, "Okay." So I went with him, and he took me to his. I had to go down to his small
Hut.
cave. You have to go in, and there are some boris lying there.
Wow.
So says, "This is where you can sleep." So it is very cold though, but I was not having clothes, so I'm supposed to put one bori on me and sleep on one bori.
Wow.
But he said, "I'm coming back." And it's already falling night. So I came out, and underneath was Alaknanda river was flowing.
Lovely.
And I'm here in the mountain, in the middle somewhere, and there is another mountain over here. Alaknanda is going in with his full force. So when he didn't return back for a while, I sat at the edge of that particular
Cave.
area, and in the daytime, uh, I saw a leopard killed a cow and brought it some close by to his gufa. So now suddenly I started getting scared. I said, "Look, if the leopard comes and attacks
Comes,
me,
yeah.
I can't see anything because it was Amavasya, and in front of me the other was, if there was any light from the sky, it was all blocked by the mountain. So I couldn't see even my own hand, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to meditate, forget about it. I started getting scared. So in my dhoti, I had one small knife. So if I have to cut something,
Something
or
or the other.
for example, to brush my teeth, I'll take some
Datul
stem and
or
things
yeah.
like that. Yeah. So for that, I had kept it. So slowly, from here I took out that knife, opened it, and I said, if something comes, I'll use this. Then I thought, it's useless if it attacks me from behind. All this thought process going on. So what will I do? And in this dark, if he comes from the front, I'll not know. So I'm already dead. So what do I do? And suddenly something happened to me, and I threw that knife into
Knife.
the Ganga. With me, all my fear went off. So
Wow.
otherwise, I used to be, as a child, I used to be a little scared of cockroaches and things like that. But then I think that took away all my fear of that darkness and thought process
Wow.
about.
Wow.
So I
Wow.
actually, what you call, all my fear went into
Vanished.
that, little knife,
Knife.
and it went into Ganga.
Wow. And of course, nothing happened to you.
Of course not. He came back. He came back very late, but he got some what you call what you call corn. 6-7 corns he got. He said this for because he was not eating for 13 days, nothing. So he said, I don't eat. I only swallow certain plants.
Plants.
So that's what he said. So I said, if I'm staying with you, I'll also swallow
Swallow
some.
those plants.
I'll not have this. So what he did was he kept in front of me at night, where hardly you could see. Then he kept under a banyan tree. He kept all those 7 this thing.
Corns.
And in the morning when I got up, he had already gone somewhere. I don't know when I got up. I did my whatever karya and all that. So I went to see the thing. I saw all the corns are lying there as it is without the,
The cover.
no, not the cover. It was all
Achha, wrapped up.
Actually, it is only the corns have gone and the rest is left there.
Wow.
So who came, who ate, I don't know.
Heartful. This
And
is
why
the
did he
heartful
keep
moment.
it there? So all those things. But we became very good friends. Later on, when I came back to came back to this thing after 4 years, 3 years, he came and saw me actually. He said, I just wanted to see whether you're doing well. So he had my address that time. I had given him address.
Fantastic. But this is I think one of the best episodes I've done with, of course, a guru, a mentor. Thank you, Akash, sir.
Thank
I
you.
think we've had a lovely session today and lovely conversations, which I can't wait to hear them out after shoot. Something you want to say? I mean, finally, your last 2 cents for the episode.
I always say that don't lie. So always I would tell people that if you don't lie, you will flourish much more.
Yes.
Yes,
that.
So in fact, I also sometimes I lie to get out of a
Situation.
But if I don't do it, I feel myself so much better. So if somebody asks me this thing you will say is this, that don't lie.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Wise words. And that is Akash Das to you. You're going to see him super soon. So thank you for being here on the Heartful Show, sir. Presented by Art, of course. And I will see you super soon.
I really thank Art. I really thank you. I thank everybody over
the
here.
entire team.
And it's a teamwork always. I believe it's a teamwork.
All the time.
The way they are all working so hard.
They work harder than I do. So
yeah, exactly. They were there before us and they put up the lights and everything. So it's everybody's teamwork. So I hope it works for you.
Thank you.
And thank you again for calling me to your podcast.
Anytime, all the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.